Good morning, everyone. Yes, very good morning. That part number two assignment, yes, I got your assignment, but I have not checked. Yeah, I have not checked right now. Okay, I will update tomorrow, definitely. So let's start the session. Today's topic is stage number two, information retrieval in the case of the interviews. That is a procedure or that is a method to gather the information. So students must be able to select and use retrieval strategies that suits specific research assignments. And these three examples of strategies for retrieving information provides the guidelines and also the tips to the teachers, also ensures a successful experience. So whatever the strategies they are followed up, whatever the information they are taking up, they provide the information and the guidelines to ensure a successful experience in case of the information retrieval when they take out the interview methods, when they take out the interview procedures. There are some guidelines, or we can say the structure that is followed by the interviewee as well as the interviewer. Now, what is the difference between the interviewee and the interviewer? Yes, the person, he or she who is taking out the interview, that is, yeah, then he or she is known as the interviewer, and the person who is giving the interview, who wants to come for interview, that is the interviewee. So there would be a suitable format that is given to the interviewer. That is, these are the questions. You have to ask these questions in a full-fledged format and do not go beyond this format. That means do not go into the personal matters. So there are some structures, rules, regulation that is followed up in case of the data gathering of the interviews or the information retrieval. So using an interview format, student can talk to the number of the people to ascertain the public awareness and the opinions about the need and the desirability for the technological changes, and whether that they consider that the government should take the lead in these changes, and ensure that the questions are briefed and paraphrased to elicit the responses that can be readily presented and assessed. So whatever the strategies they are followed up, whatever the rules, whatever the format they are followed up, they have to stick to that rules, they have to stick to that procedure or the structure. And it also must that the responses are paraphrased or are taken out to elicit the responses. Now these are some things that is kept in mind while you or when you prepare for an interview. First is main purpose or identify the main purpose. So when contacting the person to be interviewed, state what is the main purpose of the or state clearly who are you and what your purpose is, how long the interview will take and what the format will be. So place and time should be convenient to the person being interviewed. That means, for example, if I'm staying in India and my interview will be scheduled at your place, that is Nigeria, that is not convenient for me. Yeah, that is a wastage of the time, money. So the interview must be scheduled at a place and the time that should be convenient to both the persons, not only me that I'm an interviewee, but also the interviewer. But nowadays everything is changed. This is a data gathering nowadays. Interview will be carried out using some applications like Skype, yes, video conferencing. That is a different thing. But if I'm talking about data gathering, if you want a face-to-face interview, yes. Next thing that you kept in mind is be a good listener. First, you have to listen the question, then you have to reply. Not that tell me about your introduction. Just start. My name is this one, this one, this one. No, but listen. Tell me about your introduction regarding your profile, regarding your name. Yes, so be a good listener in that case. So your main task is to find out what that person knows and not to tell that person what you know. Then ask brief questions one at a time. This is from the interviewer point of view. For example, if I'm taking your interview, not tell me about your introduction or yourself, then just you finish your answer, I'm again saying that tell me your profile and so on. That means there should be a gap between the questions and the answers and the answers and the questions. So ask brief questions one at a time. Avoid the questions that can be answered with simply yes or no. This is the next point. So avoid the questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. For example, are you able to join right now or tomorrow? If a person says yes, then tell me the reason. If person says no, tell me the reason. So that avoids the questions with a simply yes or no. Yeah, some questions that is yes or no, but try to avoid that questions in the interview. I'm not saying that every question needs explanation. Some questions are in the form of yes or no. So just avoid these questions. Avoid, not I'm saying that disconnect. Only avoid. That means try to minimize these type of questions. Yes. So don't write out all your questions in advance. This is also from the interviewer point of view. Write down some words. For example, if I want to ask from you introduction, job profile, so I make the highlight of the words like job profile. Not exact question, tell me about your job profile. No. Only the keywords or the phrases. That keyword may be written in your diary, in your paper, anything. So write down the short phrases or words that will jog your mind and keep the interview moving. That means it is not that you stick to your action, you stick to your topic, but sometimes you also crack the jokes in the interview so that interview will be not hesitating. So formulate your exact questions on the spot. That means the same, you write the keywords and then formulate your questions at the same time on the spot. That depends on the person's background, person's behavior, person's attitude and the nature. Right? The next point is, most important point is listen to the questions, listen to the answers. So don't worry about the next question, what you want to ask, but listen to the answers very carefully so that the next person that is giving the interview is also comfortable with you. So don't worry about the next question that you want to ask and don't be in a hurry when you ask the questions. So the answers will flow into the next question as a part of the normal development of a conversation. Next point is give the interviewee time to think. If a person or the interviewer said, no, I don't know the answer, then you move to the next question. Until and unless he or she, not said no or yes, so don't move to the next question. Because no one is there for wasting that time. If he or she knows, then simply said yes, otherwise no. And don't cut the subject off or rush into the new issues before the old issue has been fully discussed. That means do not move to the new topic. For example, if you are talking about any business application interview, if a word arrives, for example, text, so you are not that you are indulging in GST and what are the various drawbacks, merits. No, you are specific to your topic. Next is specific to the topic in the sense specific to the question that you are trying to ask. Then next is avoid leading questions like, don't you think the government is wasting tax money? That is the same example that I just gave you. Don't you think that the government is wasting tax money by this one, this one? That means political questions, illogical questions that needs arguments. So don't put that questions in the interview. Then next is take the notes. It is not that you are mastermind that you kept in your mind everything. No, being an interviewer. So take the notes of each and every answer so that you can also indulge. You can also take the opinion from your boss, manager, or your colleagues, anyone. So take the notes, answer the question, write down the questions carefully. After everything is done, then evaluate the interview. Yeah, at the same time, where a person is sitting. What are the advantages? Why you hire this person or that person? What are the limitations or the strength? We can say not the limitation in terms of the human being. What are the strength? What are the advantages? What are the limitations, or we can say the weaknesses, and strength in terms of the production? If you are opting out, if you are carrying out the sales manager, so what's your impact on the sales? What are the disadvantages? So please keep in mind everything. So evaluate on the basis of the performance of the person. Then review your notes as soon as possible. When you make down the notes for each and everything, so review down the notes. Yes, this is after the interview. Evaluation is done, interview has gone. But now it's your time to move on. So review your notes as soon as possible after the interview. Because when it takes 1 day or 3 to 4 hours, then everything is vanished from our mind because we are human beings. So as sorry, as soon as possible means 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, not delayed by 4 hours, 5 hours. So review your notes as soon as possible after the interview and also synthesize the information, making the charts, making a mind map, or make a paragraph as per your opinion. But main thing is that you have to calculate whether that person is suitable for your job position or not. And at last, give the reply. If you and the HR, anyone, that depends on the company's policy, reply to the person whether he or she is selected for the position or not. All of the points, or we can say the mostly points, are from the interviewer point of view over here. That being an interviewer, if I am an interviewer, I'm taking the interview. So what are the various positions, sorry, what are the various terms or the conditions that I should kept in mind before taking the interview? Now, next comes is the from the interview point of view. So just read out. We will wait for 5 minutes, not an issue. Now, next is the field studies. Interview is done. Next is the field study, that is the on-site visits. That is also an important part of this information retrieval, and they can be used as an introduction, information source, or the curriculum, or the yes, curriculum aspect. And it is important that the field study has a purpose and also provides a learning experience. And because a field study entails leaving the school, there are always numerous details that must be taken care of. Now, before planning, before taking the pre-study or the field study, please keep in mind the following stages. First is the pre-field study planning. So make sure that there is an adequate background knowledge that is developed. Ideas and objectives are known, or ideas and objectives are developed. That is just what is the main idea? Why do you go for the on-site visit? What is the background of this? What is the background knowledge that is developed? What are the various related material that you use that are available, like films, pictures, books? Then follow-up activities that are planned out. Approval of the admin has been given, whether you have approved to take the on-site visit from the company point of view. Then arrangement of field study. So decide where you are going and why you are going. Arrange the field study and get the confirmation. Arrange transportation and get confirmation. Distribute and collect parental permission forms. So you can distribute, you can collect what are the various parental permission forms. Then planned field study activities. Field study activities in the sense what are the various activities that you must carry it out. Either you take the interviews while going there. So what are the various study activities? So make a field study booklet in which the students can record their observation during the field trip. This may even include activity for the bus ride to and from the field study observations or the destination, and a booklet of the activities that can be wasted or can be stapled into the heavy cardboard. Now that booklet can be taken off of the cardboard after the field trip, and that cardboard can be used again. That means the same material will be used again and again in case of the field study, in case of the field material. An example of the 4 activity sheets from field study of one's own community that is shown below. This is a student activities booklet. What services facilities does our community have? What do people do for fun? That is a recreation. Then draw a picture to show your favorite type of the recreation. These are the various sample activities for the students. Find out an example of people working together, that is cooperating together with each other. What do you learn or what did you learn? What did you find most interesting? Either making the community in service, either making fun, either show your favorite types of the recreation. This is one of the student activity booklet that must be carried out with the community with the facilities part. Then stage 2 is again continued. The next is a retrieval chart. And the main purpose of retrieval chart is to provide a quick organized method of gathering or organizing in data. It is a quick method that must be taken care of, and it is the organized method of gathering or organize the data. And it is meant to be brief and concise so that only the essential data are recorded out. Not the duplicate, not the irrelevant data. Only the essential data is recorded out, and that also allows for the student to compare and restrict the data more easily in order to arrive at a conclusions. If you arrive at a conclusion, that must allow the student to compare and extract the data more easily. So that also forms a generalization that also take out care what should you gather, why you gather, what are the various retrieval chart that when we gather with the sample retrieval chart. Now this is a sample retrieval chart. Japan then, influence, Japan now. Occupations, family structure, government, clothing, technology, belief system, education, food. So what aspects of Japanese culture appear to have been retained? What are the main influences that have caused change? What are the main areas of change? And these are the general conclusions that concerning the change, what are the various changes that will be carried out, that what are the various Japanese cultures, what are the main influences that have caused the change, what are the main areas of the change. Yeah, these are the sample retrieval that is used to compare and extract. That means you or any person can compare, any person can extract the data more easily in order to arrive at a conclusion and form the generalizations. So Japan then, influence, Japan now. Family structures, government, clothing, technology, belief system. What are the various